What is up, everyone? And welcome back to more second generation madness. I have here an underused tier match for you guys against Marcos, a really solid player that can be found on Skype. It was a really close one, with some luck involved, but hey, we're talking about Pokémon, so luck is part of the game, right? So let's jump right into the match. So he's leading with Quillfish, while I lead with Electabuzz. I figured he wants to switch out because Electabuzz can easily one-shot it, so I went for the Ice Punch and I call it right as Nidoqueen switches in, and it takes a critical hit on the first turn, which is really unfortunate, but you will see that that crit didn't really matter, because he will easily recover all that damage. So I will switch to Bellossom, expecting the Earthquake, but this time he predicted me right, and he went for Ice Beam. Now, I thought he might go for an Ice Beam again, but he actually goes for a Lovely Kiss and puts my Bellossom to sleep. But at least the Sleep Clause is activated, so I can switch into my Hypno, and this time he goes for Earthquake, expecting my switch, which is a good play on his part. And now I just go for a safe Psychic, even though the switch is kinda obvious, but I wanted also to see what he has on his team, and he reveals a Magneton, which can wall my Hypno, so I need to switch, and I see that Quagsire is the best switch on this case. Unless he has Hidden Power Grass, he cannot touch me, and he actually sets up a sub, which is fine by me. I can break his sub. He goes for Hidden Power, and since it deals no throw damage, I assumed it was either water or ice. At this point I still don't know it. So Earthquake's gonna break his sub. Now I figured he's gonna switch, so I'm pulling also a switch into Hypno, and yeah, I have here a good matchup against Venusaur. So go straight for the T-Wave, trying to paralyze stuff. Paralysis actually plays a good role on this team because my goal is to spread paralysis on his team as much as I can, and then let Politoed sweep with Belly Drum. But here I switch into Arcanine, which takes a Razor Leaf, even with a crit, pretty well. Now, figuring that the switch is coming, go for the Body Slam, trying to paralyze anything that comes in, and it comes a Quagsire, which takes it nicely. Now I need to switch here because Quagsire can deal heavy damage to me with Earthquake, and he can even curse up like he just did now. So I need to set up a Reflect here, and with the Reflect up I can easily take his moves. Now he went for Ancient Power here, probably expecting my switch into a Flying type. He still doesn't know my whole team, but he keeps going for Ancient Power, which kinda intrigues me. Don't know why he's going for that, not going for the Earthquake, which would do much more damage. So I figured, hey, since he's spamming Agent Power, I can just go for my Electabuzz, right? And in this turn he actually pulls off Rest. Now, I don't want to reveal the Hidden Power Grass right now, I just want to first hit him with some attacks. But now I thought, no, let's go straight for the Hidden Power Grass, let's do as much damage as I can to this Quagsire. And he actually takes a really huge chunk from that. And I run Hidden Power Grass on this Electabuzz just for the sole purpose of Quagsire, because otherwise he can switch into Electabuzz anytime for free. So he decides to leave his Quagsire in as fodder and bring in Nidoqueen again. And at that range, Ice Punch does not take him out, not as nearly. So I need to switch out to Quagsire. He goes for Ice Beam, probably expecting my Blossom to come in, and now I just go straight for the Earthquake as it does the same. Earthquake is a huge amount of damage, but it's not enough to take this Nidoqueen out. Nidoqueen is so bulky. Well, not so bulky, but he has some decent defenses, and it's probably one of the best UU Pokemon that you can choose for your team. And this Nidoqueen is giving me a lot of trouble. I switched to Arcanine. Now this play might seem weird, but I actually was trying to get my Arcanine in and trying to hit something on his team with Fire Blast, I miss here, but didn't really matter. It would be resisted. Now I'm going for my Hypno as he sets up his spikes, and this was a crucial play here because spikes, as you're going to see, are going to help him out a lot in this match. Now I cannot switch in carelessly my Pokemon, I need to be careful. And against this Magneton, I get a paralysis on the switch, and now I can set up a light screen, and here, Hidden Power, it's super effective, so he missaved the Hidden Power and it is dark, most likely. Because when you maximize all your values with Pikasav, the Hidden Power that you get with all the IVs at maximum is Hidden Power Dark. So you need to be careful when you edit your Pokemons. So now going for Quagsire, knowing that behind the light screen Hidden Power is not going to do anything. And here I could rest, but I decided to no. Let's just set up a curse. But yeah, he still has his Venusaur. Kind of forgot about that. So with Venusaur, I cannot risk to stay in. So I wanted to preserve my Quagsire for later, and he goes for the safe play. Just go for the Razor Leaf. Now here I found that it was a good opportunity to rest and so I can regain my HP with this Arcanine, which I figured I could need it for later. And now here I switch to Hypno while he goes for Hydro Pump, and with Spikes I thought he could leave the Sludge Bomb, but no, actually didn't. So I lose my Hypno, and that means no more screens for me, which is bad because screens could help me out in the late match. But hell, anyways, going for Electabuzz now. I figured he would overpredict me to go for Ice Punch, but I go straight for the Thunder, take this Quillfish out in one shot. Now Magneton comes back, and I have Cross Chop for that can deal with it. But I'm afraid of Thunder Wave, because if it paralyzes my Electabuzz, he's pretty much useless, and I still don't know his last Pokemon. So I switch back to Blossom, and I try to burn some sleep turns here, but he makes an excellent play. He figures that out and switches to Nidoqueen, so it can gain more Lefty's recovery, and therefore surviving my next Ice Punch from Electabuzz. Now here I need to switch. I cannot allow her to regain more Lefty's recovery. I need to put more pressure on it. So what I was thinking, okay, let's fodder Quagsire. It has done his job already. And bring in Politoed. Now here, this was an opportunity where I could go for the Belly Drum. I should have known better and thought that he wanted to preserve his Nidoqueen just because of my Electabuzz. And if I went for the Belly Drum, I could take this Venusaur right now off, because he's paralyzed, it would be slower than me. But instead I went just for the Earthquake. Now I have this Venusaur to deal with, and on my team the best thing that can deal with that is my Electabuzz. He actually reveals here his last Pokemon, which is his Dodrio. And Dodrio is dangerous. He's one of the most powerful physical attackers in UU. I went for the Ice Punch here, predicting a switch to Nidoqueen, but he calls that right and goes for Magneton. Now I just go for a Cross Chop here, straight away, get a critical hit and take this Magneton out. Another threat out of my way. I'm looking pretty good now. Electabuzz can deal with his remaining Pokemon except for the Nidoqueen. But at the range that Nidoqueen is at, one Ice Punch, I think it could be enough to take her out. That's why he keeps his Venusaur in. And here he tries to kind of outstall me with this Venusaur, but it's cool, because at some point of the game I could either get a critical hit or a full para. And yeah, another Ice Punch is not enough to take him out, so I need here either a crit or a full para, and I get a full para, so that's nice. So he figures that his Venusaur is no longer useful and lets him just go down to an Ice Punch. And now here comes Nidoqueen. Well, I thought maybe, either an Ice Punch is enough to take it out, or I can maybe survive an Earthquake, if that's not the case. And Ice Punch isn't enough, and I don't survive that Earthquake. I made the calculations later, and even with minimum damage, Electabuzz does not survive that Earthquake coming from Nidoqueen. So yeah, a bit of a bad play on my part. Not knowing certain things can cause that. So, but oh well. Here, since my Electabuzz is already down, he just lets Nidoqueen out, but it still does some damage with Thunderbolt. Now I pull off a rest here, and since I have the Mint Berry on this Politoed, I can immediately wake up. But I cannot set a Belly Drum against Dodrio, he deals way too much damage with Double Edge. So I figured, hey, let's try to damage him as much as I can. Here he goes for Drill Peck instead of Double Edge to minimize the recoil damage, but I get a critical hit with my own Double Edge. Now he pulls here the rest, which is a good play, and now I will just go down to my own Double Edge recoil. And here you will see why you cannot always rely on Sleep Talk, and it can backfire. Let's see, he goes for Sleep Talk first and gets a Double Edge. So far so good for him, and now I thought I need him to pick rest. I need Sleep Talk to pick rest, otherwise I'm losing. And guess what? He picks rest. So I'm in a new position here. My second sleep turn is burned, and now let's see his Sleep Talk, and he gets the rest again. So as you see, sometimes Sleep Talk can work against you, because it chooses the move randomly, and in this case it chose 2 times rest, the move that it didn't want to pick. That's to say that Sleep Talk is not as broken in 2nd gen as many think. So that's the game, guys. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It was a really intense one, really close. And be sure to leave a like, your feedback, and subscribe if you didn't do it yet. And I will see you in the next video with more battles. So take care of yourself. Peace out.